Good morning, all. Yeah, just so before moving to the actual program, let us check all the people availability as per the schedule. Professor Samadhiya has joined. Professor TGS has joined. Professor Sahu, Director, Professor Kannabaran has joined. Professor Vinod. Professor Sahu, Professor, yeah, Professor Sahu is here. Professor Umapati, Deputy Director, he has not joined. Please give me a minute. There is a slight change in our schedule, what we have given in the morning. Professor TGS is having an urgent meeting at 10 o'clock, so he wants to leave a little earlier. So after the presidential address by Professor Samadhiya, Professor TGS can give the Guest of Honor address. Professor Vinod?
Yeah.
Yeah, kindly
Can we start?
change that order accordingly.
I have done that.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 minute. I'll check with the Deputy Director. I'll come back. We'll start.
Yeah.
Professor Samadhiya. Professor Samadhiya, am I speak audible?
Yes, yes.
Can we, if Professor Sitharam has to go at 10, so immediately after his address, can we present him with the
Yeah, definitely.
because he has to be present during that ceremony.
Okay, sure.
Okay, and then rest of the awards we can take later.
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. DK Sen will join a little later. Anyway, his address is towards the end, the chief guest address. So he is on the way. He'll be joining in another 10 minutes. So he has given clearance that we can proceed with our inaugural session. So our Deputy Director has joined. Just 1 minute, our HOD is having some network issue. He's trying to join now. So after that, we can start the proceeding. Yeah, good morning, all.
Good morning.
All the members have joined. Professor Vinod?
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning, namaste, and welcome to IGC 2021. This is the Indian Geotechnical Conference 2021 and the annual general session of the Indian Geotechnical Society, jointly hosted by the Indian Geotechnical Society, Tiruchi chapter, and the Department of Civil Engineering, the National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. We have in this inaugural session our chief guest, Shri D.K. Sen, full-time director and a senior executive vice president, development projects, L&T. And a guest of honor is Professor T.G. Sitharam, director, IIT Guwahati. In this inaugural session, we would have Professor T.G. Sitharaman's presentation, followed by honoring of the director of IIT Guwahati for his contributions in the field of geotechnical engineering. We start proceedings with invocation. Please stand by for the invocation.
हर देश में तू हर वेश में तू तेरे नाम अनेक तो एक ही है तेरे रंग भूमि यह विश्व भरा सब खेल में मेल में तू ही तू है सागर से उठा बादल बन के बादल से फटा जल हो करके फिर नहर बने नदियाँ गहरी तेरे भिन्न प्रकार तो एक ही है चींटी से भी अणु परमाणु बना सब जीव जगत का रूप लिया कहीं पर्वत वृक्ष विशाल बना सौंदर्य तेरा तो एक ही है देश में तू हर वेश में तू तेरे नाम अनेक तो एक ही है तेरे रंग भूमि यह विश्व भरा सब खेल में मेल में तू ही तू है सब खेल में मेल में तू ही तू है सब खेल में मेल में तू ही तू है
We now have the head of the Department of Civil Engineering, Professor G. Swaminathan, to welcome everybody.
Good morning. I'm very happy to be here amidst the August gathering to welcome you all for the Indian Geotechnical Conference 2021 organized by IGS and Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Tiruchirappalli. It is the honor bestowed on me. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm happy to welcome our chief guest, Shri D.K. Sen, full-time director of Larsen and Toubro. Welcome you, sir. And we are very honored to have with us Professor T.G. Sitharam, the director of IIT Guwahati, and guest of honor today. Very happy to welcome you, sir. I also welcome Professor N.K. Samadhiya, President IGS, and the Director of NIT Tiruchirappalli, Professor G. Kanapira. I'm very happy to welcome the coordinator of the today's event, Professor Muthukumaran, who has burnt his night oil and has made this a great success. Today we are starting with an auspicious note. Today happened to be the first day of Dhanur month, and we are very happy that we have a seminar of this kind. As all of you know that NIT Tiruchirappalli is the first among all NITs. We are ranked number 9 in NIRF, and we have got a campus of 1,000 acres and a very vibrant campus. And I'm very happy that this conference has taken place in the best NIT, the NIT Tiruchirappalli, and we are very happy in welcoming all the delegates who are attending the conference. So this is a conference which has got a mixture of online and offline participation. It's a wonderful combination. I also pray God that this COVID situation come down and we all meet in person. Very happy in welcoming one and all. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Swaminathan. It is our wish that these distinguished scientists would find time to come to NIT Tiruchi. We would benefit from interacting with them. These are some of the biggest names in geotechnical engineering, people who have done fabulous work, and the world is taking note of their significant contributions. So I would have wished that this conference happened in physical space where everybody, the delegates, would have had an opportunity to meet some of these legendary people and then interact with them. On that note, let us now move on to the ceremony of lighting of the lamp, which would mark the ceremonial beginning of this conference and annual general session. The lighting of the lamp. This is done in the presence of Professor G. Kannabiran, Director in Charge in NIT Tiruchirappalli. He is joined by Professor M. Umapati, Deputy Director, Professor Swaminathan, Head of the Civil Engineering Department, the Chairperson of IGC 2021, K. Muthukumaran, and the Co-Chair of IGC 2021, Professor Deen Dayal. chairperson IGC 2021. Co-chair IGC 2021. Thank you, professors, to bring us up to scratch about the activities of the Indian Geotechnical Society. I now call upon Professor J.T. Sahu. He is Honorary Secretary, IGS, and a professor with the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this. Let me share my screen. Yeah. Is my slide visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, distinguished delegates, chief guest, guest of honor, IGS president, director, and all dignitaries present and the participants present in this conference. It is my pleasure to present this introduction to Indian Geotechnical Society. This is the function of Indian Geotechnical Society. So it is most appropriate to start this introduction, this conference with the some introduction about Indian Geotechnical Society. So this society was formed as Indian National Society for Soil Mechanics and Foundation Engineering in 1948. The name was later changed to Indian Geotechnical Society in 1970. Our society is affiliated to International Society for Soil Mechanics and Geotechnical Engineering, ISSMGE. In 1998, we celebrated our Diamond Jubilee, and 2023 will be our 75th year and we'll be celebrating Platinum Jubilee. Objectives of our society is to promote study of soil mechanics, rock mechanics, and elite subjects. We want to disseminate technical information and strengthen professional practice, and we are providing common platform to all academicians, researchers, designers, and likewise. Okay, IGS offers various categories of memberships. These memberships are individuals, institutionals, organizationals. We currently have more than 5,000 members, and we also bestows fellowship to the as upgradation or as direct entry to the eligible members. And we even higher category, we have the highest category is the honorary fellowship. So far only 23 honorary fellows have been bestowed this, and Professor T.G. Sitharam will be conferred with honorary fellowship during this award presentation. So we have 48 local chapters which are spread all over the country. And we through these chapters only, we organize conferences, seminars, symposium, annual conferences, annual Indian Geotechnical conferences, Young Indian Geotechnical conferences, and so on. Annually, 4 National Executive Committee meetings are held, and currently these meetings are held online. Otherwise, they are held at all these chapters at all over the country. IGS has also instituted Best Local Chapter Award to encourage the chapter activities. Indian Young Geotechnical Engineers Conference is held by IGS, and it is held in such centers, and it is held for young geotechnical engineers which are below the 35 years of age. These conferences are held once in every 2 years, exclusively for young geotechnical engineers, and 8 such conferences have been organized in the past, and latest conference was held in IGS Chennai IGS Chennai chapter in Chennai, and in all such conferences, placement opportunities are arranged. We have hosted all major international conference in the field of geotechnical engineering, be it be 13 ICSMG, SMFE at that time, or Asian Regional Conferences, or 6th Asian Young Geotechnical Engineering Conferences, ICEG. Our members are present in several technical committees, which are also known as TCs of ISSMG, and we have agreement of cooperation with geotechnical societies of USA, Japan, Korea, and Brazil. Joint workshops are regularly held with all these societies. Indian Geotechnical Society also runs a journal which is called very prestigious journal, Indian Geotechnical Journal. This journal is in its 51st year. Currently, it is published by Messrs. Springer, and it is publishing 6 issues every year now. And free online access is available to all the members of Indian Geotechnical Society. Beside this journal, we also publish IGS News. IGS News is a newsletter of Indian Geotechnical Society and publishes articles of common interest. And we are also publishing doctoral theses which are awarded, and job openings in geotechnical engineering. We publish 4 issues of IGS newsletter every year. Besides that, several awards have been instituted by Indian Geotechnical Society. 36 awards are given biennially, and 21 Best Paper Awards are open to all, while 15 Best Paper Awards are only open to Indian geotechnical engineers, which are less than 35 years of age. And 1 Best Doctoral Thesis is awarded every year. Besides that, there are some special awards. These awards are like IGS Ferroco Tazagi Oration, which is given to a national person of eminence and then international person of eminence intermittently after every 2 years. So far, only 6 orations have been held. Then one of the highest award is IGS Kuckelman Biennial Award. Then IGS Emil Innovative Instrument Design Award is there. IGS Heiko Innovative Research Application Award is there. And recently we have instituted Best Woman Researcher Award in Geotechnical Engineering. IGS annual lecture is held every year to recognize and honor a member who has made significant contribution to geotechnical engineering. So far, 42 eminent geotechnical engineers have delivered these lectures, and 43rd will be delivered by Mr. Saruk Bagli immediately after this inaugural function. Besides that, we also encourage the paper submission to our main conferences. For example, 31 full-length paper have been submitted to 20th ICSMG 2020 in Sydney, and 4 young IGS members have been nominated for this conference, for 7 IYGEC conference, which is adjunct to this particular conference. IGS also provides partial financial support up to rupees 25,000 to young geotechnical engineers to present their papers in international conferences like ICSMG and ARC. Besides that, we have a vibrant web portal, and we have instituted online voting system. We have launched online membership. Now we have student membership as well as student chapters. Going forward, we intend to develop e-learning resources. We are trying to improve our journal ranking and also listing, and we are trying to make our complete work paperless. Thank you from my side.
Thank you, Professor Sahu, for helping us understand the Indian Geotechnical Society and placing it in its historical perspective, and talking about their activities and the ways in which they recognize contributions to geotechnical engineering. Thank you, sir. I now request the chairperson of IGC 2021, Professor K. Muthukumaran, to talk about the IGS Trichy chapter, and also provide us a little more information about IGC 2021.
Good morning, all. Respected Shri D.K. Sen, Chief Guest of today's function, Professor T.G. Sitharam, Guest of Honor, Respected Professor Samadhiya, Chairman, President IGS, Respected Professor Kanabiran, Director United Trichy, Respected Professor Guwahati, Deputy Director United Trichy, Professor Sahu, Honorary Secretary of IGS, Respected HOD, Department of Civil Engineering, other friends and delegates, IGS members, PC committee members, dear faculty colleagues, student friends, delegates, very warm morning to all. It's my pleasure to brief about the IGS Trichy chapter and IGC 2021. IGS Trichy chapter is one of the youngest chapters inserted in 2014. Just we have come across 7 years, and this short period we have organized 2 mega events. In 2017 we have organized 6th Young Geotechnical Engineers Conference. It was appreciated by many stalwarts, and it was very well received by all the community of young geotechnical engineers, and the people were appreciated. The conference is looking like a mini IGC activity. So having that trust on us from the executive committee, IGC 2021 was awarded to us, and we were having a lot of dreams towards IGC 2021 to have an offline event, but unfortunately due to the pandemic we could not able to make it offline. So nevertheless, we tried to bridge the gap of off and on by having a very good virtual platform, 3D platform developed by Alpaca media team. And this whole program is going to having a live streaming in a 3D platform. this is our second mega event, and I really thank the EC members for having a trust on us to assign this task to us. It's not so easy. I mean, believing in chapter is very difficult by the EC people, but in spite of that, they have trusted us and gave this task to us, and we tried our best. We put all our effort to bring out this conference to on par with the regular IGS, even though it is an online. So this particular conference, IGC 2021, we made it certain changes, especially to have some sort of innovation in the process of in the proceeding, and we brought a very important, unique pre-conference workshop. I mean, we organized 2 pre-conference workshops. One was supported by TC 106 on unsaturated soils. That was held yesterday. And yesterday afternoon, we had a very interesting panel discussion with academia and industry interaction. This was basically, I mean, this is one we really wanted to bring into the forum. So we made a small attempt to create this interaction that was very well received by many eminent people, and they have given their views in yesterday's pre-conference workshop. IGC 2021, basically it's a group work, huge support from the EC, and many EC people have supported, and then and there they shaped the progress of IGC 2021, and we are today at the first day of 2021. I hope these 3 days will definitely go in a smooth manner to bring out all technical enrichment. So we have received close to 576 abstract, and we shortlisted 529. We did a rigorous review process. Almost 160 reviewers have supported for our review process with the 4 theme editors. There are this was done in 2 levels: reviewers and editors. And finally, we could able to shortlist 233 papers. So these 3 days, we will be going to listen 233 altogether technical papers. And we have received very good response from very eminent speakers as a keynote lectures. We have planned for 16 keynote and 20 theme lectures, all eminent people across the world. With these few words about our IGC 21, and in fact, we received a very good sponsors. We have 2 title sponsors for this program and 4 platinum, and several other categories like 4 platinum, 6 gold, 8 silver, 14 bronze. My sincere thanks to all the sponsors. Without their support, conducting this kind of mega event is not possible. So with these few words about our IGC 2021 and IGS Treaty chapter, I once again welcome all the delegates, honorable members, chief guests, guest of honor, and all eminent geotechnical personality to this 3 days program. Thank you. Welcome, one and all.
Thank you, Professor Muthukumaran. Thank you for highlighting the unique features of IGC 2021, especially the pre-conference workshop and the interaction with industry, and also for managing to bring to this conference some of the respected names in the field and who will be interacting with the participants over the next 3 days. We now have the presidential address, and it is to be delivered by Professor N.K. Samadhiya, President of the Indian Geotechnical Society. He is a professor with the Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, a very respected scientist who has made remarkable contributions to the field of soil structure interaction, ground improvement engineering, underground space technology, as well as rock engineering. I'm sure everybody is waiting in anticipation for your presidential address. Over to you, Professor.
Thank you. A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the dignitaries present here, NEC members, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is an exciting moment for me to stand before you and welcome all the keynote and theme speakers and all the delegates on behalf of Indian Geotechnical Society. As informed by Professor Sahu, the IGS has by now become a lively society with its international presence due to very hard work put in by its predecessors, past presidents, honorary secretaries, local chapters, and the successive executive committees to meet the aspirations of IGS member. Many of these stalwarts are present and listening to me. So I would like to say a big thank you for giving us a solid foundation to grow further. As informed by Professor Sahu, IGS has always been in the forefront to encourage the professionals to share their experiences at various forums, also encourages the participation of young professionals and research students. We have the Best PhD Thesis Award. Another Best PhD Thesis Award will be given from next year to the students other than IITs and ISC. So I would like to acknowledge and thank Professor M.R. Madhav, who is kind enough to sponsor the award. Thank you, sir. Indian Geotechnical Conferences are the most awaited activities of IGS. The experience of witnessing the IGC 2021, Geotechnics, Geo India, which has been organized by IGS 3 chapter, is both exciting and rewarding. I'm delighted to be part of the annual general session of IGS, of which this IGC is a part. Now, there has a lot of developments which have been taken place in the progress of geotechnical engineering. I will not like to go in the details of those, but I am sure that most of the topics related to the geotechnical engineering will be deliberated at length during this IGC 2021. And all the delegates will get benefited. On the international arena, in order to facilitate discussions with the geoscientists and geotechnical communities, not only of other countries, what we have done, we have started conversation with the Brazil, and as a first step, first Indo-Brazilian Geotechnical webinar was jointly organized by Indian Geotechnical Society, and also we have signed an MOU. We have already MOUs with other countries like US, Korea, Japan. So we are looking forward for future collaboration programs with the other societies. Indian Geotechnical Society has also collaborated with the Bureau of Indian Standards, and we have organized several activities because some of the codes in the present context may not be that useful. So what we are doing, we are discussing different codes, and we have a committee in the Indian Geotechnical Society, and we try to discuss all those standards and we give our opinion to the Bureau of Indian Standard for revising those codes. Similar to that, we have a lot of laboratories, geotechnical engineering laboratories, which are working in the area of geotechnical investigations. So we also have collaborated with the NABL and helping them for the accreditation of those particular laboratories. Now, I would like to bring your attention to the sustainability concept in geotechnical engineering, which has been increasingly accepted to be a key aspect of engineering design and construction. Since geotechnical engineering is one of the key parts of construction, geotechnical engineers have opportunities with the power to deliver project outcomes that are not only economical and safe, but also sustainable. Decision making should rely on trials, design requirement, project budget, and time restraint, and also the ground and site conditions. Alongside with the control of quality, durability, cost and safety, authorities also require design and construction of infrastructure to consider environmental outcomes, forming important aspects of sustainable development. So, geotechnical engineers should be aware of and equipped with methods of sustainability assessment. One way to achieve these outcomes would be through technological innovations. So I request our Indian friends, Indian geotechnical community to also work in this particular area, although several conferences are being organized, and there is one more conference which in parallel is being organized on sustainable development. Another important issue which I think is the industry-academia interaction. So yesterday there was a pre-conference workshop on this topic where learned experts from industry and academia deliberated the real issues. With a boom in infrastructure projects in the country, many advancements and improvements in design and construction practices are taking place. In order to complete this process, we need good quality research by the academia. I would like to request the academia to not become too academic for industry, but try to understand the requirements of the industry. If there is no significant and immediate benefit, industry will tend to stick with the usual practice. Similarly, I would like to advise the practitioners to follow not only the transferable technologies and the established developments, but also to keep pace with the new theories and algorithms to see how they apply in their work. So a strong linkage between research and practice is imperative for further advancement of geotechnical engineering profession. I would like to congratulate Team IGC 2021 under the leadership of Professor Muthukumaran for the organization of this magnificent conference. I'm sure all the delegates will be highly benefited by the deliberations held during the conference. I wish the conference a great success. I have another pleasant duty to perform, and that is to announce the next IGS annual speaker. So friends, it gives me immense pleasure in announcing that Professor A. Bhuminathan, IIT Madras, will deliver the 44th IGS annual lecture during IGC 2022 at Kochi. So is Professor Bhuminathan available here? I request him to please open his video and let us congratulate him. And at the end, thank you, the organizers, and thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Samadhiya. Everybody now is looking forward to Professor Bhuminathan's lecture in the conference 2022. Thank you for the announcement. We would now, respecting the need of Professor Sitharam, who must leave for an important meeting, we would now have Professor Sitharam, Director, IIT Guwahati, to deliver the address by the guest of honor. He is, everybody in the community knows him as a recognized scientist who has made significant contributions to the fields of rock mechanics, geotechnical earthquake engineering, and rock engineering. Everybody knows that he's an elected fellow of the Indian Geotechnical Society, fellow of the Institution of Engineers India, as well as the American Society of Civil Engineers. It is also a historic occasion that in this conference, he is conferred an honorary fellowship. So with all those great moments to be cherished in this conference, it's a distinct pleasure that we have the director of IIT Guwahati, Professor T.G. Sitharam, with us, and he will now address this conference.
So, namaste. Thank you very much. Dear friends, and the entire geotechnical engineering community from India, and also I see large number of people from abroad, and all the Indian Geotechnical Society members. Mr. D.K. Sen, Senior Executive Vice President L&T, today's chief guest. Professor Samadhiya, President IGS. Professor G. Kannabiran, Director in Charge, NIT Trichy. Professor Muthukumaran, Chairman of this conference, IGC 2021. Professor G. Swaminathan, Professor J.T. Sahu, distinguished guests, head, chairpersons, faculty and students of NIT Tiruchirappalli, and all the members of IGS, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning to all of you. I'm very happy to be part of this inaugural function of the Indian Geotechnical Conference 2021, and also the annual general session of the Indian Geotechnical Society, which is organized by the IGS Trichy chapter and Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Tiruchirappalli. Warm greetings and welcome to all of you. Friends, Indian Geotechnical Society organizes these IGCs every year. And for many of us, it's a very religious function. We never miss them. But last year and this year, that is in the year 2020 and 2021, due to the pandemic, it has become an online event. And this is the one society, that is the Indian Geotechnical Society, which organizes very religiously, without missing, and a very large number of both academicians, industry representatives attend these conferences. And there is a great demand among the chapters to host this event. I congratulate the IGC 21 team of the Indian Geotechnical Society, that is the Trichy chapter, and in particular Professor Muthukumaran for coordinating the same. Friends, today is a very auspicious day, particularly in southern India, as Dhanur Masam starts today. This month is the most auspicious month for the devotees of the Vaishnava tradition. And particularly if we are all in Tiruchirappalli, maybe we would have missed this function, going to Sri Rangam to watch the Povai Nambu. So happy greetings to all people from Tiruchirappalli and the Povai Nambu. Indian Geotechnical Society has been in the forefront of advancing geotechnical engineering practice in the country. It's also important to mention that a large number of professional organizations, such as soil investigation agencies, consultants, designers, contractors, manufacturers of various products, such as testing equipment, geosynthetics, ground improvement contractors, geo-environmental companies, are also involved in this Indian Geotechnical Society conferences. They take with great pride and interest in attending these conferences with an objective of delivering quality services in India and abroad. This is actually a good sign, which is increasing in trend. A developing or a developed nation like India, going for a huge infrastructure projects undoubtedly needs a geotechnical engineering know-how, irrespective of the area, whether it is energy, water supply and storage, or housing, or even power lines, or the technologies like wireless communications, and the list can go on. The global geotechnical engineering market is expected to develop rapidly in the coming years, owing to rising number of geotechnical engineering projects in the engineering construction industry. One of the developments in the construction industry that is expected to fuel demand for geotechnical engineering design is over the forecast period is a greater emphasis on innovation in construction materials. And in particular, I would like to mention geosynthetics, considering the sustainability aspects. India aspires to become a 5 trillion economy in a near future. And to reach this mark, it needs to evolve system and mechanisms to convert the present demographic dividend into a high quality technical human resource capable of doing cutting edge research and innovation and deep tech entrepreneurship. Promoting innovation through research and development should help to develop new products, services that drive growth, create jobs, and improve the national welfare. Research and development is the backbone of a globally competitive, knowledge-driven economy. Investing in research and development ensures high market participation. This is particularly true in geotechnical engineering research. Applied research in geotechnical engineering helps to bridge the gap by solving practical problems that benefit humanity with a commercial objective. To promote research and innovation in civil engineering in general and geotechnical engineering in particular, we need to create a broader education ecosystem in civil engineering. Too much specialization should stop. I actually talked about this yesterday. Different disciplines within civil engineering should collaborate and work together. I call upon the IGS and to discuss and bring back the master's program in civil engineering with major and minor specializations so that our postgraduates can assimilate and cater to the industry needs and to be in competitive position. Today, the kind of problems is no more one specialized area. You need a overall knowledge about civil engineering. I also urged all the students who have chosen civil engineering to do as their profession to get involved themselves in internship in large projects so that they can learn the jobs in the field and the challenges there. And I take this opportunity to ask the industry personnel also to provide that opportunity to the youngsters to create a skilled manpower who are industry ready. Collaboration between academia and industry is very critical. Yesterday afternoon, we had a very detailed discussion as a panel and the academia industry interactions. We need to strike a balance between learning and job readiness, and also promote interdisciplinary learning within civil engineering and also across other engineering fields. So, friends, I'm not just advising you. We have tried this at Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, that we have created a new group, Industry Interaction and Special Initiatives, where internships are made compulsory to all the undergraduate and postgraduate students. Internship will also be identified by our campus placement center. That means they will actually collaborate with the industry, identify each student where he will go. Internships will definitely help in many ways for the students to learn the job skills. This type, we have done this online internship because of the pandemic, but the real internship in civil engineering is very essential in the site. Further, at Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, we have industry advisors for every department. I'm not just talking about civil and geotechnical. To basically to modify the curriculum with the suggestions from industry representatives and to increase the presence of the job skilled focused education. Here, teachers have been asked to implement curricular innovation, taking input from the industry experts. In addition, we have also started engaging industry professionals as practicing professors to teach part of the course jointly with our faculty. Students and research scholars will also experience more skill training specific to a job sometimes. We have to set up the incubation centers to do innovative research leading to creation of intellectual property. And we fund, actually at IIT Guwahati, we are funding entirely any patent cost to any faculty and our graduate students. It's completely, institute will bear the cost of the patent, which is generally 70,000 rupees per patent in India, and maybe about 2 lakhs of rupees in US and other countries. I'm very happy to say that, in the last 1 year, even during the pandemic, IIT faculty has filed more than 80 patents. And there is another concept of co-locating with industries. So in our research park at IIT Guwahati, which is established with the support of Ministry of Education, faculty entrepreneurship is also been permitted. And along with students entrepreneurships and technology incubation center is also very active, enabling researchers to learn the need of the industry, and this will teach the teachers to engage in industrial and applied research. Creation of pre-incubation and incubation facilities for nurturing innovations and startups in higher education institutions have been undertaken. We're also allowing faculty to take off for a semester or a year to, as a sabbatical or unpaid leave or a casual leave or earned leave, whatever they would like to do, that is their freedom to go to the industry and come back to the academy, which is a very, very essential thing, so that we increase the interaction between the industry and academy. Indian Geotechnical Society, which was established in 1948, is also affiliated to the International Society of Soil Mechanics and Geotechnical Engineering. This Indian Geotechnical Conference, where we have assembled online, is an annual national flagship event of the society. This year, we are all assembled on this platform, which is organized by the IGS Trichy chapter. And organizing this kind of an event is a very daunting task, a challenging job. In this conference, I was very happy to see about 36 eminent speakers coming from different fields of geotechnical engineering in the name of keynote speakers, theme or special lectures, and more than 240 contributory papers is being presented. I thought this kind of a event would have been also useful to other civil engineers to understand the challenges. So maybe next time onward, we should invite. It's very irony, in India, we do not have a very focused civil engineering society. They're all completely divided. See, American Society of Civil Engineering, we should see an example, because see, they also have a very strong geotechnical group. They also have very strong transportation group, but they all work under American Society of Civil Engineering banner. So we maybe emulate some of those principles so that we come together and do very religiously. So there is a lot of learning happens across the disciplines. So this IGC 2021 with a theme of Geo India, that is geotechnics for infrastructure development and innovative application, wherein we are going to focus and learn the challenges in the infrastructure development and also the new innovative applications, both in terms of from the academy and as well as industry. And I look forward actually to hear Mr. Bagley on the trust with geosynthetics, because I have to tell you, geosynthetic is one material which has changed the way we do civil engineering in the world. It has actually replaced at many places the material concrete, which we civil engineers are very proud of all the time, even though it has advantages. I'm not saying that doesn't have advantages, but it's always better to look at some newer, alternative, cheaper, sustainable material. I think which geosynthetics with soil and rock offers a better alternative than a concrete. So anyway, I will not take much of your time. Thank you very much for inviting me as a guest of honor for this event. I really happy to be part of this event. I wish the IGC 2021 a great success. I hope all of you who have assembled on this platform will enjoy the lectures delivered by all the international speakers, national experts. And I thank you for inviting me again. I wish everyone a very happy New Year 2022, which is coming in another 14 days, and also a Merry Christmas. 25th, hope 2022 will be a better year without this pandemic. But anyway, after saying that, I should say even the pandemic has helped us to leapfrog in the use of technologies, and many things which we never could dreamt of doing it, we are doing it. So it may be, blessing in disguise. But still, we did lose a lot of our friends, relatives in the second pandemic in India, second wave of the pandemic. I pray God to place their souls rest in peace. With these brief remarks, thank you very much again. Jai Hind. Namaskar.
Thank you, Professor Sitharaman, for a wholesome presentation. Essentially, it was a call to action where you emphasized the need for a greater and more involved collaboration between industry and the academy. And you emphasized the need to modify the curriculum where knowledge production can be revamped towards a greater industry readiness. And you emphasize the value of internship. Also for the pedagogical space to be opened so that more and more industry experts can also share their knowledge in the classroom environment, thereby enriching the learning process. As an administrator, you also pointed to the need for incentives to faculty who would have to find more time for interaction with industry, thereby reskilling themselves. And finally, another call to action that the Indian civil engineering community would realize the need to come together so that there is a more meaningful interaction with all the branches of civil engineering, the Geotechnical Society included. It is a very timely call to action, as I would say, because you had the national interest in mind as to what a civil engineer can do for improving the economy of this country and also securing a stable future for it And in that respect, I thought it was a very fine, wholesome presentation. May I join everybody here in congratulating you that in this conference you would be conferred the honorary fellowship. So congratulations to you, sir, and thank you for that call to action, as I would put it. It is my is there a formality now where
I am taking over that.
Yeah.
So thank you for giving this opportunity.
Please, Professor
Yeah.
Vinod.
Can I
Yeah, just a minute, sir. Professor, yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. As you know, IGS confers honorary fellowships on members who have made outstanding contribution to geotechnical engineering. So far, only 23 such eminent members have been confirmed with honorary fellowship. I have great pleasure in announcing that we will now honor Professor T.G. Sitharam with the honorary fellowship for his outstanding contribution to geotechnical engineering. I will now read the citation of Professor T.G. Sitharam. So let me project the citation first. Okay, I hope it is visible to one and all. So, this is the honorary fellowship, and the citation is given, but I will read out this as per our traditions. So Professor T.G. Sitharam is the director of Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati since 2019. He's a senior professor at ISC Bangalore. He was also the former chairman of Research Council CSIR CBRI Roorkee. He is also the director of CIT Kokrajhar, Assam since May 2021. Presently, he is president of Indian Society for Earthquake Technology. He is also a member of SERB and members of governing boards of many institutions across India. He obtained his bachelor's from Mysore University, then master's from ISC Bangalore in 1986, and PhD from University of Waterloo, Canada, 1991. He worked as a postdoc fellow in Waterloo and UT Austin, and he has served as a visiting or honorary professor in many universities like in Japan, Canada, USA, Hong Kong, Australia, and Republic of China. Over the last 35 years, he has carried out research and development in geotechnical and infrastructure engineering, seismic microzonation, soil dynamics, and geotechnical earthquake engineering. And he has 500 technical papers and 20 big books to his credit, with Google Scholar H index of staggering 47 and I index of 138, with more than 7,000 citations. He has 5 patents to his credit. He has executed 125 consulting projects and has 2 startup companies to his credit. He has guided 40 PhD students at ISCA and IIT Guwahati, 35 master students, 20 postdoctoral students, and several thousand industry professionals. He is the chief editor of International Journal of Geotechnical Earthquake Engineering. He is also editor-in-chief, Springer Transactions in Civil and Environmental Engineering Series. He was the editorial member of many international journals of repute. He is a recipient of Professor Gopal Ranjan Award, Research Award in 2014. He is also recipient of Sir C.V. Raman State Award for Young Scientist in 2002. He was listed in world's top 2% of scientists for the most cited scientists in various disciplines by Stanford in 2020 and again in 2021. He is the fellow of ASC. in recognition and appreciation of his, he is also fellow of ICE and DJ and fellow of IGS, ISET, ICS, and many other societies. He has received many best research paper awards. In 2020, he delivered Indian Geotechnical Society's annual lectures. He is a recipient of IGS Kuckelman Award in 2015 for his lifetime contributions in geotechnical engineering. In recognition to his outstanding contributions to geotechnical engineering, and the Society, Indian Geotechnical Society confers Professor T.G. Sitharam with the honorary fellowship of the Society. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, Professor Sitharam.
Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, that's all from my side presently.
Thank you, Professor Sahu. It was a very inspiring moment to listen to the citation and also see the remarkable contributions of this very fine scientist. We wish him many more accolades in the days to come, and the country and the field will immensely benefit from his continued service to the fields of research. Congratulations again, Professor Sitharaman. We now move on to Professor G. Kannabiran. He is currently the director of Triple IT Shri City, Andhra Pradesh, and he has also additional charge as a director of the National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. It is our distinct pleasure that Director Kannabiran will now address us.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. Good morning to all. Shri D.K. Sen, the whole-time director and the senior executive vice president of L&T. The guest of honor, Professor Sitharam, director, Triple IT Guwahati. Professor N.K. Samadhiya, president, IGS. Professor Swaminathan, head of civil engineering department. Dr. Sultana, organizing secretary, IGC 2021. Dr. Muthukumaran, the chair of IGC 2021. The other distinguished guests, faculty members and researchers. Good morning to you all. I'm indeed happy to be part of this conference and deliver an address. And at outset, I congratulate Professor T.G. Sitharam, Director Triple IIT Guwahati, for getting this award on this day, and congratulations, Professor. And you're all, experts in the field. I don't have anything to share technically in this conference. However, I'm only looking at India as a country today, and in the next 5 years, the next 10 years, and 15 years. In the next 15, 20 years, India is going to be one of the top 3 economies of the world, alongside of the US and China. And obviously, infrastructure development becomes the bottom line of every other development. And thereby, geotechnical engineering is the first and the most important aspect of any infrastructure project and urban development. I'm sure conferences like this will pave way for new research outcomes being presented, and the possibilities of implementing those research outcomes in the real life situations also made possible. And I'm particularly happy to note that this society is relatively old, and it runs a very good journal, and it offers PhD theses, directory and awards, and provides job opportunities in this domain, and many awards and recognitions. And I'm very happy to be part of this conference as well as this distinguished people who are associated with this professional body. I would like to congratulate Dr. Muthukumaran, my dear friend and colleague in the Civil Engineering Department, to bring this conference here to NIT Tiruchirappalli, and also, being instrumental to start a chapter in Trichy. And more importantly, I guess he led the efforts of starting the MTech program in Geotechnical Engineering at NIT Trichy. And this is one of our recent programs added, MTech programs added to our list of MTech programs. And I wish this conference goes well with a lot of deliberations and meaningful interactions. And I wish the conference all the best, and I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Professor Kannabiran. We now move to the inaugural address. It's a pleasure to welcome Shri D.K. Sen, full-time Director and Senior Executive Vice President, Development Projects, Larsen and Toubro. Over to Shri D.K. Sen for the inaugural address.
Thank you very much. And I really thank the Indian Society, Indian Geotechnical Society and NIT Trichy to give me this honor of delivering the keynote address. I am feeling a bit awkward. I see everywhere professors around, while I am actually a person in the practicing industry. Though I graduated from IIT Kharagpur, but I did not go for post-graduation. I went for MBA, and but all through my life I worked in pure civil engineering, and much of which had been practicing this real life soil mechanics problems. I want to congratulate again Professor Sitharam for getting this prestigious award. I take this opportunity to tell that the Guwahati IIT was built by Larsen and Toubro, and I had been actually visiting it very regularly during the construction from my office at Calcutta. And it is a fantastic picturesque area where this is situated among the hills. And we incidentally draw a lot of actually help or assistance from IIT Guwahati for all our northeastern region project issues with actually civil engineering. With that, I would just like to, before I start, I'll put a few slides, just photographs. So can Naveen, can you put this for slides, please? So can you put a slideshow mode, Naveen? You don't have a slideshow mode, Naveen?
It's on slideshow, sir. It's on slideshow.
It's the last slide, I think. There are individual slides of anyway. So what you see photographs, one thing is in common. These are all practical soil mechanics problems, geotechnical problems. The left one you see is the Kannur Airport. Left on top is the Kannur Airport, where we had actually filled up 87-meter high soil layer by layer using reinforced earth technique and properly putting drainages. And this is supporting the Kannur Airport, the runway, because the runway is about 3.5 kilometers, about 100 and 200 meter length of Reza area, which is the restricted area which is kept for runway, beyond the runway. That part and part of the runway is done the soil by the soil filling. This is actually first time in India such a huge soil filling was done, and this was a huge challenge for us. And we're happy that we did it, and within the time, and the airport is functional now. Go to the next slide. Next slide, Naveen. Yeah, this is another problem of dynamic compaction. This is, we actually are building a railway track in Etihad Rail, the Emirates, Abu Dhabi and Dubai rail track, wherein a part of the rail track is passing through a soil which is not having sufficient bearing capacity, and there are actually problems of subsidence. Here we use the dynamic compaction. We have actually we marked grid pattern in the soil, and we actually use the crane, as you see below downside, which is dropping weights at a particular. There is actually a definite number of blows to be put, and then these holes to be filled up with structure to fill to make sure that it gauges the bearing capacity of soil. Go to the next one. Here you see deep excavation beyond, beside a huge water reservoir. We had to do this because the project demanded. I think it was a pump house or something which was being put next to a water reservoir. This required a very elaborate, complete dewatering system, which includes both the deep wells where the submersible pumps were there, and inside there are well point every 3 meters to bring down the water level temporarily to construct the structure that we wanted to construct. Go to the next one. I mean, we actually use this technique in Kerala. This particular road had very small area allocated to us, wherein we had to build the road. It was between a hill. We had to cut this soil, and the soil was very soft soil. Thereby, it was failing. We used soil nailing technique to make sure the soil is stabilized. After soil nailing was done, we did graniting, and today it is a stable slope. And this road is perfectly functional today. Go to the next one. This is another actual technique we use. I used perforated vertical drains. This was in dedicated freight corridor where the soil was very treacherous. And as you know, this is actually high-speed, high-capacity rail corridor where the track was supposed to be carrying a lot of weight, and the track was passing through a stretch which was very, very subsidence prone, and there's a lot of water, saturated earth underneath. And we use this technique by putting the perforated vertical drain and then give the overburden. And by shifting overburden, we actually improve the bearing capacity or solve the CBA ratio. Go to the next one. Here is very old technique. We used stone columns to improve the bearing capacity of soil. Again, this is supposed to be a area which is ramp. That means it was actually a bridge. The ramp portion which was having a problem, we used this technique to improve the bearing capacity. Next. So why I started with this is that because I am not from the academic field, but I have I have a huge love-hate relationship with soil. Love because I have to start the work. First thing in the site I have to do is to dig earth and put the foundation or whatever is required for any infrastructure. Hate because sometimes soil doesn't behave the way we actually conceived it to be, and thereby we are faced with a challenge where a structure is made after calculations, but some parameters were not really known to us, and hence we actually have to do something on a war footing basis to stabilize this. I have faced a lot of issues in my life. Like at the very early stage of my career, I was in Malaysia building transmission line towers, and that one transmission line tower was coming at the top of the hill, and we did, after all calculations, we did the transmission line tower foundation construction, erected the tower. We connected with with the conductors, and when the conductors are being tensioned to get a particular catenary, the tower started coming out, the foundation started coming out of the ground, and there was a huge issue for us. We had to stop the tensioning method, release the tension, again stabilized. In Subansiri hydropower project, it is a massive project where tunneling was being done by tunneling boring machine, but the tunnel failed and the earth failed, and the tunnel boring machine is still under the heap of earth. We could not retrieve that. We had to do something else. In Pune Sangchu, we are doing a hydropower plant. That hydropower plant, the deepest portion where the water is supposed to be coming to the flow, the hill is moving, continuously moving. The tunnel has reached the bottom level to start the work, but the hill is moving. So today we are actually continuously constructing big, massive, long piles to stop the movement of the earth. We have actually Paradip Port. In Paradip Port, we are building a rail receiving station next to the sea, and the Paradip rail receiving station, when we are doing the wagon tip loaded track hopper, when you are reaching the bottom level, the soil, the water was coming through sand pipe method under the diaphragm walls, and the diaphragm was sinking, and all the struts were breaking, and we had to stand in the middle of that to keep on welding and filling up the inside with water to make sure the water level becomes same to reduce this collapsing. I told you about Kannur Airport. In Mumbai Airport, I was building the car park, the new Mumbai Airport car park. The car park was very deep, and as I was constructing the car park, the basement was floating up because the weight that was required to balance the buoyancy was less. We had to put rock anchors there. So in other words, even though I'm not a practicing academician, but the extent of involvement with soil was enormous. I am really happy to be able to talk here on our practical issues, and I wish that such kind of seminars bring out the direction in which the new age geotechnical problems are being solved. Today, we are having issues with not only solving the problems, but solving the problems economically. For everything that we do, we try to find out how much more economical it can be, because we are into a competitive world. Every tender is being won by virtue of the price competency. Even though we are Larsen & Toubro, we are a $20 billion company, and we actually are one of the best in delivering projects in time as per quality, but we get no advantage because being the best, because ultimately L1 bidder gets the job. We have a huge emphasis on geotechnical because out of the $20 billion of our turnover, roughly about $5 billion is pure civil engineering, which involves a large part of it as soil, interaction with soil. In my life, I have spent roughly about 14 years in design, hands-on design. I worked some part in DCPL, where I was designing the power plant structures and the various material handling equipment substructures. I understood that we just cannot be stuck to the old method of empirical design. We used soil interaction extensively. For large track hopper foundations or for large foundation on grade or beam on grade foundations, we use soil. We use small soil springs to make sure we get the right behavior of the pressure that comes under the soil. And after gaining about 14 years of good experience all around in design, I moved over to the executions. I went and executed Bangalore Airport and Mumbai Airport, and also in Kolkata. We have built all the major stadiums in Assam. I must tell you that my engineering knowledge has come into huge use. My design knowledge came to a huge use when I was just doing constructions. I must tell you one thing, that the problems are more difficult nowadays because we are building things in more remote areas. Today, if the entire Northeast has to be connected by a proper road connectivity, this will go through the stretches where there are deep gorges, high hills. You have to drill the rocks, the hills for tunnels. These are all, and the weather is treacherous and the accessibility is very poor. In such cases, the knowledge or the techniques of soil engineering extremely important, because there is no infrastructure which can be built without neglecting importance of soil. I think this is broadly is my, I want to share my experiences. I would like to hear from you anything if anybody has a question to me. I once again thank you very much for giving the opportunity. I would love to be associated with Trichy, and Trichy had been a major part of our sourcing. Trichy NIT is a major part of our sourcing of roughly about 1,500 students. GETs we induct every year. A large number of students are being given internship in our company, because we believe that the best guys can be picked up from internship. So we're open. We take interns from all the IITs, all the NITs, and that is how we're able to identify our future intake. We also are actually taking a large number of PGETs or postgraduate trainees, because our engineering strength itself in L&T is roughly about 1,500 numbers of strong engineering of all disciplines are there. Most of the jobs that we do in construction are all in-house design. Plus, we have a huge geotechnical laboratory. In that, we experiment different new products, new materials. We are one of the pioneers to bring in a lot of new technology or innovative products, and we use it in our construction with a guarantee from our side, and then the economy of the design of the construction becomes better and better. We are being respected in the industry. Whatever we say, people accept, because we have a large credential of 80 years of construction. I would look forward. We also run postgraduate training programs in collaboration with various IITs, IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, and also some of the NITs. We are actually having a collaboration to run our postgraduate. That means the GETs who join our company after 1 year, we select them and put them into a PGET program, which is more customized towards actually construction. We call it postgraduate courses on construction technology, but essentially it covers more or less all the subjects. But additionally, huge focus is given in construction technology. And these people, when they come out, they go into very key positions of planning, project monitoring, project scheduling, and all these functions. Actually, we are extremely grateful not only to IIT Trichy, NIT Trichy, but to almost all the colleges that I'm seeing here, because of the huge contributions to our key leadership program. Like I am from IIT Kharagpur. There are so many people from NIT Surathkal, NIT Trichy, and that is how L&T is built. L&T belongs to nobody. People come, people go, but the organization moves on. Thank you very much to all of you. Extremely happy to be here, and my sincere thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Shri D.K. Sen. This seemed like a perfect complement to the presentation by Professor T.G. Sitharam. He spoke from an academic's perspective, and of course, he did make a plea for the need for greater interaction with industry. You came up with the practice side of engineering, solving real problems right in the field. And I thought we could not have had such a perfect complement of the presentation by T. Sitharam. Thank you very much, Prof. Shri D.K. Sen, and also for telling us a little more about the role of L&T in building infrastructure, not only in India, but also in different parts of the world. So as a very significant player in infrastructure. Thank you very much, sir. We now have Professor J.T. Sahu, Honorary Secretary, to distribute the IGS Awards.
Thank you, sir. And let me share my screen first. Hope it is visible. Yeah. So our first award is that of IGS SC Verma Diamond Jubilee Award. This award has been instituted by Messrs. Emil Limited, New Delhi, in memory of their chairman. This biennial award is given to eminent engineers for innovative instrument design. The award carries cash prize of rupees 25,000 and memento. And this year, this award prize is jointly given to Shravan Kumar Gara, K.S. Rao, Nirbhay Narayan Singh, and Raunak Singh for innovative instrument design. So please show yourself, Mr. Shravan Gara, Professor K.S. Rao.
Anybody, please open your video.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
congratulations, team.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So we go to the next one. That is because this award is jointly given. So first it is given to Shravan Kumar Gara, K.S. Rao for large direct shear machine. And the other awardee of this award is Saptarshi Kundu and BVS Viswanatham for innovative instrument design. They have developed an actuator for simulating dynamic compaction induced ground remediation of geomaterials. Please show yourself.
Congratulations. Kundu
Thank
and
you.
Viswanathan.
Thank you. On behalf of Professor Vishwanathan and myself, we thank the organizing committee of IGS for bestowing us with this award. Thank you once again.
Okay. So next award is IGS Sardar Resham Singh Memorial Award. This award has been instituted by Messrs. Heiko in memory of their former chairman. This is yet another prestigious award instituted through IGS is given biennial to eminent engineers for innovative original research applications or procedures to benefit infrastructure projects in the field. The award carries cash prize of rupees 50,000 and a memento. The award for this year, for the year 2019 and 20, is being awarded to Manojit Samanta for original and innovative research applications and procedures. And their innovation was about the helical anchor, which they applied to infrastructure projects.
Okay, Manojit, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for considering this award. We thank the organizing team and IGS headquarters. Thank you.
Welcome. Good work. So then we move to the one of the most prestigious and coveted award, that is the IGS Professor Leonard's Award for the best PhD thesis in geotechnical engineering. this is being awarded to the thesis novel numerical procedures for limit analysis, implementation to planar, axisymmetric, and three-dimensional geomechanic stability problems. And the award goes to Debasis Mohapatra. Debasis, are you
Congratulations,
there?
Dr. Mohapatra. Open your video. Okay, next.
Or his guide is present, Jayant Kumar? No, then okay. We go to the next award. This is IGS ML Best Local Chapter Award. And this award is given to encourage the best, the different local chapters to do their activities in the best possible manner, and given to for overall performance among various IGS chapters. We have total 48 IGS chapters, and this award carries a cash prize of rupees 10,000 and a memento. So this time this award goes to IGS Aurangabad chapter for best overall performance. Manish Dixit.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks to all the honorable IGS members for selecting IGS Aurangabad chapter as the best chapter. Thanks to one and all.
You are welcome. You are welcome. So then we go to the next one. It is the Appreciation Award for hosting IGC 2020, and this is given for hosting IGC 2020 to IGS Visakhapatnam chapter.
Anybody from Visakhapatnam? Professor
Sir,
Reddy?
this is Professor Sitharam Reddy, Chairman of IGS Visakhapatnam chapter. On behalf of IGS Visakhapatnam chapter AC members and organizing committee of IGC 2020, I thank Indian Geotechnical Society, in particular members of EC, the past president, secretary, present president and secretary, for all the encouragement and support and guidance in successful organization of the event. We thank the entire IGS fraternity for their effective participation, making the first ever online IGC event a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, and congratulations. And the rest of the awards will be presenting in the valedictory function on Saturday. Thank you. That's from my side.
Congratulations to all the awardees.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Sahu, for announcing the awards. We now move to the vote of thanks. I request Dr. U. Masoodha Sultana, Organizing Secretary, IGC 2021, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Ennandrik kundrarkum uivundam uivillai sei nandrik kundramagarkum. This is a kural stressing on the importance of gratitude, whose meaning goes like, any virtue that has been transgressed is pardonable except for the virtue of gratitude. With this motivation, I would present my vote of thanks on the behalf of the organizing committee of Indian Geotechnical Conference 2021. So respected dignitaries on the dais, members of IGS, the director, deputy director, deans, head of the department, my fellow faculties and student friends, a very good morning to everyone. The inaugural session was opened with a beautiful invocation, followed by a warm and enlightening welcome address by the head of the Department of Civil Engineering, Professor G. Swaminathan, sir. Thank you, sir, for your kind and wonderful words. Now I thank Professor J.T. Shahu, Honorary Secretary IGS and Professor at IIT Delhi, for briefing the remarkable activities of IGS all over India. I thank Professor K. Muthukumaran, Chairman IGC 2021, for briefing about the activities of IGC Trichy chapter and for spearheading this amazing conference, which is one of its kind. I know how much he has toiled for making this conference a grand success. Thank you, sir, for being our inspiration. A special thanks to Professor N.K. Samadhiya, President IGS, and Professor at IIT Roorkee for his insightful and inspiring presidential address. Thank you, sir. I am extremely grateful to the guest of honor, Professor T.G. Sitharam, Director IIT Guwahati, for readily accepting our invitation and standing up for the occasion. We are truly honored and very much indebted to you, sir. Thank you. Our sincere thanks to Shri D.K. Sen, Whole-Time Director and Senior Executive Vice President, Development Projects L&T. Your talk was very informative and has kindled our spirits towards engineering. As a structural engineer, I understand how important it is to be aware of the technical details of geotechnical engineering. Thank you very much, sir. I thank my beloved director at NIT Trichy, Professor G. Kanapiran, for his enthusiasm and dedicated activities to keep our spirits up almost every day. I thank Professor M. Umapati, the Deputy Director of NIT Trichy, for his constant support. I thank all the administrative bodies of NIT Trichy, Registrar, Deans, Head of the Department, for their facilitation of all the activities of this conference. I thank the Executive Committee and other committee of IGS for your endless efforts towards the success of this conference. And I also thank Professor V. Vinod Balakrishnan for guiding us through this inaugural session. I take this opportunity to thank the annual lecture speaker, the keynote speaker, theme speaker, session chairs and co-chairs, session coordinators, and the title sponsors, other sponsors, the multimedia partner Alquad, for providing us with a platform, a very futuristic of its kind for this conference, and the wonderful delegates of this conference, my dear student volunteers, are very, very thankful for each and one of you. And lastly, I would like to thank the Almighty for blessing us with the capacity to organize and attend this conference. I wish all the delegates and the participants a wonderful time in this conference, and many congratulations for all the award winners. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We come to the end of the inaugural session. Over to Professor Muthukumaran.
Thank you, Dr. Vinod, for nicely conducting the session. Professor Samadhiya and Professor Sahu, please take over to the annual lecture. So we are short of time, because the next session is already pre-planned session. Speaker is from abroad. He has already given the consent. He'll be, I don't know how are we going to manage the time. So please, over to you, sir. Please conduct the session.
Okay,
possible,
congratulations to the IGC 2021 team for the nice inauguration. And since we are late, so I will directly take over the session without any formality. So I have co-chair Professor J.T. Sahu. So this is the prestigious IGS annual lecture, which will be delivered by Engineer Bagli. So Bagli Saab is here. So I will be briefly introducing him. Sir, please forgive me for not going in the details of your CV. Mr. Bagli graduated from IIT Bombay, and he is fellow of many societies, including Indian Geotechnical Society. He has worked for more than 49 years in the area of geosynthetics. Right now, he is with Strata Geosystems, and he has been instrumental in streamlining the design of geosynthetics, and has brought innovative applications of geogrids and geocells to the forefront. And there are many innovations which are being applied in